What's up everyone, my name is Abby, I like to read, and it is storming outside, so I really hope that you can hear the calming rain and occasional thunder, and I hope it is a whole experience for you. So today I'm going to be talking about Incendiary by Zoraida Cordova. I finished this a couple days ago, so I've had some time to have my thoughts brew in my brain, and I'm ready to talk about it. So as always, I will start with a non-spoiler review, and then after that I will send all the people who have not read it away, and we will talk about spoilers and everything that happened in this book, because so many things happened and I want to talk about it. So I'm going to start off with a summary of this book. I put this off for about a month. One, because I had so many other books to read, but two, because the summary of this book has so much information in it, and it was already kind of overwhelming in itself, and I was in the kind of place where it was just like, I feel like this book is going to be confusing and I don't really have the time or mental energy to try to figure it out. But starting reading this book, it wasn't confusing. It was pretty easy to follow. So I want to kind of just have that disclaimer there that if the summary sounds confusing and so in-depth and just like so many things are happening, when you read the book it will all make sense. And yes, so this book is about a girl named Renata, and she is a Rabari, and that is the name for someone who has the magic to take people's memories, and when she does that she sees their memories and then they no longer have that memory, so they don't remember what she took. And so when she was young, she was taken from her parents and by the king's justice, and she was used to steal people's memories, and then if you took too much from them, they would turn into hollows, which is just like a shell of a person. Like, they just have no memories, they aren't even a person, they're just like a body. And so she was at the palace for many years, I don't remember exactly how long, but then a group of rebels called the Whispers came and they found her and rescued her, and so she's been working with them for I think 9 years. And then one day one of their missions goes awry and her friend and lover Des gets captured, and so she goes on a mission to not only rescue him but to also finish the task that he was put forth to do, which is to basically overthrow the kingdom. So the magic system in this book, there are these people called the Moria, and those are people that have magic, and there are different types, and you'll find out as you go along the books the different types, and it like explains what they can do. But Renata is a Rabari, and she's basically like really rare. They're just rare types of magic, and so that is why she is so like coveted by the kingdom. And it's the trope of like one of the kinds. I don't know, I kind of like that. I don't think it's like cliche or anything, I like it. But yeah, so this is just basically Renata's journey, a book about vengeance and saving her people and freeing them from the kingdom that is oppressing them. And I really enjoyed this book. I ended up giving it 8.5 out of 10 stars. I thought it had so many twists and turns, and I loved Renata. I loved how strong she was, and I also loved seeing her conflict on the inside. I love when there's like internal conflict. I think that's the best kind of conflict. I loved her little group of rebels and how they were always like going to save each other. And the ending, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna talk about it now, but the ending was crazy and I want to see what happens. So I definitely recommend that you read this book. I would also recommend that if you read the description and feel overwhelmed by the amount of information, because I feel like the description, the summary, it goes into like a lot of the book, and it's just packed full of like, wow, that was a lot. And so that definitely like made me hold off for a little bit, but don't be alarmed, it's pretty easy to understand, and the story is just really, really good. So that is it for the non-spoiler section. So if you haven't read this book, go read it, and then you can come back and we can discuss all the things that happened, because a lot of stuff happened. So, okay, bye-bye. You have to leave because I'm gonna spoil you. Okay, where should I even start? Let's just skip right to the end. And if you haven't, like, left, I'm gonna spoil you, like, real hard. So, like, please leave if you haven't read the book. But let's talk about Des. So, in the summary, it talks about how he was captured. But I didn't expect him to be beheaded in, like, the first fourth of the book. And then we find out, of course, that he's not actually dead, which I think I knew. I wrote in my journal, I was like, I'm pretty sure that he's not dead. Like, he can't be. But, like, they were so cute together. I really thought that there was going to be a love triangle between Des, Rin, and is it Caspian? I think it's Caspian, the prince. But I didn't really see it in this book. Now, it may definitely come about in the next one, because I think it's going to be, like, her and Cassian's adventure to go find Des. I think something could, like, maybe develop, but I really hope it doesn't. I really did love Des. He had this really sweet balance of sticking up for her, but also letting her fight her own battles whenever the other kids in their little group would, like, make fun of her. And I just really enjoyed their scenes together, which is why I'm sad he died so early on. Why? Why you do that to us? And the fact that Des is actually Cassian's brother, the one that Caspian thought that he had drowned for so long, by his own mom. His mom told him that, or whatever. Does Des even know that he's the lost son or brother? I don't remember reading if he actually even knew that, if Caspian was his brother. Okay, I right away just skipped to the end, but I'm going to try to go back and go in order because I wrote down my thoughts, so you'd think that I would be more organized with this, but... So, we start with this girl named Celeste. Is it Celeste? Celeste. And she's got this stone from Rodrigue, and apparently it's important because it has some information on it, which turned out to be not really important. Like, Ilan and Des already knew that they had a weapon. Like, it wasn't even that important. So I feel like that was kind of all just, like, pushed away. Like, we don't care anymore. I loved the idea of these almond stones, how it, like, captured memories. And I even loved it even more that Rin was the only one who was able to read them. Which kind of is weird. But, like, why do they all carry them if only a Rabari can read them, and Rabari are so rare? What's the point of even having these stones if you don't have anyone to read them? I don't really get that. The scene where Rin is thinking about how Ilan told her that Des had the code to get out, so he wouldn't actually get executed when he was taken. It was all, like, a part of the plan. He was gonna get taken and find the weapon and then leave because he had the code. Rin must be, like, real smart. I don't know how she figured out that the memories that she took from him were actually the code. Like, that's real smart thinking, like, big brain. And when she realized that she had stolen those memories that associated with the code and that Des couldn't escape, that, like, broke my heart. Can you imagine being, like, just finding out that you just took away someone's ability to escape and you just thought you were helping taking away their nightmares? Like, that was, like, so sad. I really loved Lady Nuria. I thought I was gonna hate her. I thought she was gonna be, like, some, like, prissy, rich lady who's, like, rude, which was what all the other ladies were, but she was great. She was a spy, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she was the magpie. And, I really enjoyed their friendship. Okay, let's talk about Prince Caspian. I want to know more about his past, especially with Lady Nuria, because if we're not going to have a love triangle with Caspian, Rin, and Des, then I really want Caspian and Lady Nuria to work out, because they seem like they were cute together, and they're obviously, like, still feeling each other if she's still sending him notes. Or maybe it was just like spy things. But I kind of want to see them back together. They were engaged. They liked each other. Come on, guys. I suspected that there was something up with Caspian from the start. You know, because when you read a book, you have to assume that nothing is ever as it seems. So when they're like really pushing that Caspian is evil and he killed all these people and he's just a horrible person, immediately I was like, I bet there's something more to that. And he actually has like two sides to him. And he did. He definitely did. It turns out he is an illusionist and he faked Dez's death, which was like, that got me. Oh my gosh, I was flabbergasted. And then the whole weapon. So, what's his name? Cibrian. I'm not the best with names. So he is a Ribari who has somehow been altered, I think by the Almond Stone, and he, instead of stealing memories, he steals other Maria's powers, which I would like to explore that more and be like, how did it get to that? What changed? Like, how did the Almond Stone change him? Like, I want to know more about that, which I'm assuming we will know more about that in the future because that's a really important part of this book. But I was definitely surprised that the weapon was not just a weapon, but like a person. Okay, so let's talk about the side characters. So we have Saida, Esteban, and Margot. I was really rooting for them in the end, especially Margot, because like Saida was nice from the beginning. I felt bad because she was like talking to Rin, like, why do you keep pushing away from us? Like, we want to be your friend, or at least like I want to be your friend. And at the end she was like, bye bitch, you betrayed me. But Esteban, I think Esteban kind of like came around in the end. He wasn't too bad. But Margot, what? Why? I was so upset. I was like so happy that she was on her team and she was like, yes, we'll work together. We've made up. I'm sorry I was mean to you your whole life. I'm gonna be there for you. And then she's like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna betray you and leave you in the dungeon. I was very upset. I felt very angry for Renata. I felt betrayed and I was like, girl, you led me astray. And it kind of even puts into question of like, are the Whisperers actually the good guys? Because it kind of seems like they've got some shady stuff going on. And like they had no intention to save Rin. They were just like, she's, you know, she can be turned into a weapon anyway, so we might want to just like let her die. So I feel like we may have like one of those things in the books where like the good guys, maybe they aren't actually the good guys. Maybe they're kind of the bad guys. Because we already learned that Caspian, who everyone thought was the bad guy, is actually a good guy. So I feel like we're going to get more of that in the next book. And I always find that really interesting when the bad guys and good guys kind of like switch places. But I am very excited to see where the next book picks up. I want to go on a big journey to find Des. I hope it doesn't take too long to find Des, because I really want that Ren and Des reunion. Like, please, 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 I want you to reunite. I'm also really hoping that there isn't a love triangle, because I like how they are. I like Ren and Des and Nuria and Caspian, and I just want them to stay like that. So we'll see in the next book, which is gonna be a year. Sad. But yeah, I give this book 8.5 out of 10 stars. I really enjoyed it. I read it pretty quickly, and those are my thoughts. So if you've read this book, let me know down below what your favorite part is, and we'll put spoiler warnings if you're gonna spoil things, because you know, you don't want to spoil things for people. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. I'm so prepared. Freckles is taking a fat nap. Oh my gosh. He's so cute.